What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at ARCIELA's LD weapon, which is going to be going live soon on Global Opera Omnia in conjunction with her lost chapters. But before we talk about that, if you guys are brand new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. That way you guys are not missing out on future uploads. And if you guys enjoy what you see on this channel, be sure to hit that like button and share this video, as it does help me out. Don't forget to check out all of the fantastic resources out there for Opera Omnia. I'll be leaving the links down below in the video description as well as the pinned comments. And lastly, thank you to all of the rest of the fantastic content creators for this game, those of you that create those guides and spreadsheets just to make the experience for this game that much better. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about ARCIELA's LD weapon. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start this video for ARCIELA. The focus of this video is we're going to be talking about her LD weapon, what it does for her kit. I'm going to be covering her strengths and weaknesses as well, and also my own personal take about the character after she gets her LD weapon. So we're going to go ahead and just start off this demonstration here. I have Cloud and Warrior of Light joining ARCIELA. This is a Lufenia where ARCIELA is not synergy, so then you guys kind of see like how her damage is and all that stuff without synergy and things like that. Okay, so ARCIELA's turn is up. Remember guys, if you have her EX weapon fully realized and all that good stuff, she does start off with a turn where she could get a free skill usage of either her S1, her S2, or her C65. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start off with her S2 here. And remember, her S2 is the one that inflicts HP attack silence, which can be very useful and come into clutch, especially when you're expecting a really powerful, HP attack that is going to be coming from the enemy targets. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cover her LD now. So her LD weapon, full limit broken, and LD boards taken into consideration, is going to be equipping her with a skill called Unceasing Dead. This has 4 total uses. It'll be permanently increasing her own initial brave by 30% and her own attack by 60%. She'll be dishing out an 8-hit non-elemental magic AoE Brave plus AoE HP attack. It has 60% increased Brave damage on a single target, 50% increased Brave damage on debuff targets, 180% Brave Overflow, it deals 100% AoE HP damage to all targets, and it inflicts a framed buff called Capacity Break for 4 turns. It will also be recovering 1 usage of her skill 2, Dissension and Sight Unseen, up to its initial values. And what Capacity Break does is it increases the HP damage dealt by 20% to that target, and also prevents them from having any sort of Brave gain. So it's actually fairly powerful. Now normally, since she does get 2 consecutive turns right at the start of battle, I usually will go into S2 so then I can apply that powerful debuff, and then afterwards you usually will want to go with her S2 again, so then that way you get the full mileage out of the skill recovery from her LD. But for the purposes of this video, since we are going to be showcasing the LD, this is how it looks like. And there it is. It deals 100% AoE HP damage, and it inflicts 4 turns of that debuff called Capacity Break, which remember increases HP damage dealt by 20% and also prevents that target from having any sort of Brave gain. Now, if you are looking to build ARCIELA up and you want to invest in artifact passives, it's pretty straightforward. Attack plus 108 times 3 and Sword Maiden boost 2-star times 3. And then if you have the Lufenia armor tokens to do so and you want to invest in her High Guard armor, it's the one that increases the party's attack by 5%. Now, ARCIELA and my summary and thoughts about her. First of all, her strengths is she is a very solid unit. Her LD is further going to be increasing her longevity, which gives her more uses to inflict that HP attack silence, which can be clutch. She has a very powerful debuff now, allowing for more HP damage dealt, and also stopping enormous Brave gains, which can be very, very powerful. She still carries all of the fantastic buffs that act as an aura for her allies, which makes her a great slot in for numerous party comps, because she doesn't necessarily disrupt other buffers if you're going to be bringing like another another support. And then she's very versatile because she does have buff dispel, she has healing, she has battery, and she has that HP attack silence. Now, some of her weaknesses moving forward is, first of all, this month is packed with a lot of fantastic characters, and she's not nearly going to be as impactful as some of the other characters that we're going to be seeing. For example, Paladin Cecil has a lot of hype behind him. He has a lot of very powerful auras himself when he gets his LD and burst. And then we have another character such as Kais, who just greatly increases the power of like launch comps and things like that. And then we have Theodore coming up, you know, who has cleanse and also does his own healing and battery, which is also really strong as well. So Arciela, from my personal take, will not nearly have as much impact as some of these other characters. Now, for my personal take, speaking of that, I'm going to be skipping her on Global because from my JP account, I didn't nearly use her as much after she received her LD, and I generally went with more potent options for some of the more difficult Lufenias that we're going to be seeing later in Global Opera Omnia. However, just because I'm skipping her, you know, I want you guys to do your research. That's why I always provide the links to like Dissidia DB and all that good stuff. And I want you guys to do your research and take a look at your resources because she's not a lackluster character by any means. She's still a great support, and she is very versatile and she's actually able to cover various options as stated above, you know, such as like HP attack silence, buff dispel, all that good stuff. So solid character overall. Now, as far as the banner goes, it is going to have Onion Knight's burst weapon featured on it. So if you're still trying to get that burst weapon and you plan on using a lot of resources on this banner, this is one banner where you could gun for that. It's going to have Arciela's LD as well as the rest of her weapons such as her EX, 35, and 15 CP. And it's also going to be featuring Renoa's gear all the way up until her EX and Prish's gear all the way up until her EX. Prish right now is pretty dated in my personal opinion. I think there's better damage dealers out there than Prish, but if you are missing her gear, you could try to get it on this banner. And then Renoa, who recently got an LD not too long ago, is actually a pretty decent character. You know, she does a lot of damage. She can also now function as a support. Unfortunately, her LD is not featured on this banner, but let's say you're missing some of her gear, you can actually pick it up on this banner. So overall, the banner is solid. Again, if you are planning on gunning for Arciela's LD, just take a look at what you currently have with your roster and how Arciela can actually add to that. And also, I recommend taking a look at future content that we're going to be seeing and planning out, okay, I think I'm going to take Arciela to this, and this, because that way it'll give you a better decision overall on whether or not you should be investing in Arciela for her LD debut. Alright guys, well this is going to go ahead and conclude my video for Arciela's LD. Hopefully it helps you guys out. Thank you again for watching. This is 40, the Broadway Saiyan, signing out. Mahal, everyone.